Right, yo. Okay, so I know you're like, who the fuck is this random guy? I mean, you clicked on the video, you tell me. I'm playing. But to start off, I am Anthony. My name's Anthony. I am a 21-year-old living out here in the beautiful Fort Lauderdale, and I'm ready to tell you guys about my life, tell you about my journey with peptides, show you how I survive out here. But basically, this video, I know it should probably be more of an introductory video. There we go. Audio should be a little better now, hopefully. But this should technically be like a little introductory video. I'm not gonna do that though. Fuck it, we're skipping past that. Y'all will get to know more about me as time goes on and I post more. I'm not gonna be one of those people who breaks down like a whole bunch of shit that doesn't matter. I will do a life story video one day because I've gotten a few requests from that from my TikTok people. But I keep saying Jesus, counter. Put a counter up top, okay? So basically, this first video is going to be breaking down peptides, explaining peptides, different peptides, what they do. I think I'm going to do multiple videos. I was going to do just one big video where I went through everything, but instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break down the ones, like the main, everybody uses these peptides, and then I'll get deeper into the like more unknown peptides or the less common ones that you're going to see. As well as, who knows, I might start doing some nootropics, stuff like that as well. I personally don't take any nootropics right now, but there's a lot of good ones out there that I have been recommended, and I might be taking them soon. So, yeah, here we go. To start off, what we're going to do is we're going to explain Reta, because there's a very controversial, like, side of the internet that just, like, either hates or loves Reta really bad. Like, there's no in between. No, like, it's okay. Like, you either love it or you hate it. Now, here's why you shouldn't hate it, and here's also, I guess, why some people do. Basically, Reta is a GLP-3. Now, a GLP-3 is like Ozempic, but on crack. I said it. Ozempic is a GLP-1. So all those people, the celebrities that you see getting like really slim from Ozempic, imagine that, but 3 times stronger, because instead of attacking one of your GLP receptors, it attacks 3 of them. Basically, it just eliminates that like hunger. You don't get the food noise. You don't feel like you need to eat 24/7. If you struggle with like sugar or even like other types of addiction, like nicotine, stuff like that, even like sex drive, if you have a really high libido and you're constantly, basically, Reta is going to help eliminate all of that. It gets rid of those thoughts and it helps you lock in. I can't explain the science behind the nicotine and all that stuff, but I can somewhat for the food. Basically, it just reduces that metabolism, or well, it speeds up your metabolism, but then it reduces the need for hunger. Your body doesn't feel like it's hungry because it's being replaced with the Reta. So because of that, you're just naturally going to eat less. Whenever you do eat, you are going to, sometimes whenever you start out, you'll get like very full. You might get a little like sick if you eat too much and you're on it. It depends on the dosing as well. I'll get into dosing. But to start, pretty much Reta is just a cheat code. Now it's not like, it's not a superpower. Like, you can't hop on Reta and just be like, all right, I'm going to lose a whole bunch of weight. You have to still put in the work. You have to lift if you're in the gym, take walks, run, do something to where your body is moving actively. Now, because of this, you still have to eat a lot. You have to eat a good amount of carbs. If you don't have any carbs, your body is going to start eating at your muscle. So you want to eat carbs, you want to eat protein, you want to have a good, healthy, strict diet. There's no point in taking Reta if you're going to eat chocolate chip cookies all day and chips. At the same time, though, don't overdo it. A lot of people think, oh, because I want to lock in on my diet, I can't ever snack. I can't do shit like that. No, like once every week, once every 2 weeks, depending on how much weight you're trying to lose, give yourself a cheat day. Make yourself feel like you earned it. The other day, I had Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, and 2 cookies, okay? And that was probably like a total of 2,500 calories. I normally don't go over 1,800. But because of that, I had that day where I was like, damn, I pigged out. Now I feel like I need to lock in. I got that little pump that I needed, carb loaded, You know, it's important. It's something that you feel like everybody should do. At least every once in a while, you should carb load. You should just pig out for one day. Now, don't go eat 4,000 calories over your normal, but eat a little bit more. Give yourself some lenience on the things you're eating. Because if not, you're going to burn out. That's just how everything works. If you work too hard on one thing, you're going to burn out. You're going to get bored of it. You're not going to want to do it anymore. That goes for everything, including your eating habits, including your workout routine. You can't go hard on the same lift every day. You have to change it up, because if you don't give yourself that little bit of difference, then one, your body's not going to react well to it. Same thing with the food. Two, you aren't going to want to be consistent, because you'll start to get sore, you'll start to hurt, all these types of things, right? Now, that's like basically the breakdown of Reta. The dosing, most of the time, it's going to come in a 10, 20, 50, or 100 milligram vial. 100 milligram vials fucking suck. You'll probably see some 30 milligram vials out there too, actually. So 10, 20, 30, 50, 100. I would never get anything more than a 30. One, because Reta is expensive, and nobody needs 100 milligrams worth of Reta unless you're going to be taking such a ridiculous dose that you're going to be running through it. You want to finish a vial of Reta in roughly a month to 2 months. And that's even like kind of a stretch, right? It should be like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, depending on your dosing and how much. All right, so breaking it down, basically, say you get a 30 milligram vial of Reta. You're going to want to use 3 milliliters of backwater. That 3 milliliters of backwater is going to make it so every 10 units is 1 milligram. Then you are going to either do 1 milligram twice a week, or you're going to do half a milligram twice a week. That's what I recommend everybody starts off on. Don't start with more. The less you start with, the better, because then you get to see how it affects your body. So say we start off with a 10 milligram vial, right? Put 1 milliliter of backwater in, get 10 units, right? You pull that 10 units. I'll show all of this in the video whenever I get a chance, next time I pin Reta. But those 10 units, the reason I say pin twice a week is because if you pin once a week, then you get that spike, and then it kind of like drops and drops and drops throughout the week. And then by the end of the week, you might have a day where you're just like, damn, I want to pig out. And then you pin the next day, and you're like, damn, now I feel like I can't eat. Instead, what you do is you do half dose, say Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, however you want to do it, whatever like split you want to do. But usually every like 3-4 days. That's whenever you are going to have the best benefits of it, because one, your body is staying at a consistent level, because it starts to drop, you get more in you, comes back down, you get more in you. You're never dropping past a certain like limit, because your body only can take so much in. Whenever you start Reta, say your first week, if I pin 0.5, like 5 units, that'll be 0.5 milligrams. I'm not going to get the effect of the full 0.5 milligrams, not the first pin at least. You'll probably get like 0.3, 0.4. And then next time you pin, your body will already have some in there, it'll know how to process it, then it'll go up. And then it just continues to like go up until you're just like at a nice plateau of your dosing. Unless you raise your dose. I did that. So I started off with a 10 milligram vial, and I started off with a 30 milligram vial. I did half a unit twice a week. Then I bumped up to a unit twice a week. So 10 on the syringe, right? By the way, I use all 31 gauge insulin needles for this. So you guys can use what you want. The smaller the needle, the better though. The higher number is the smaller needle. So 31 gauge is what I personally use. That's an insulin needle. They're real small, tiny. There's no pain. Now, you do that. I ended up going up 1 milligram a unit, or 1 milligram every, fucking 3-4 days, every Monday, Thursday. And then I went up from that to 2 milligrams. Well, actually, I went to 1.5, so 15 units. Then I went to 2, so 20 units, and then I went up to 3. I'm lying. I didn't go up to 3. I stayed at 2 units, and then I dropped back down. So I went back to 1.5, then back to 1, and now I'm back at 0.5 every 2, or every 2 times a week. I know I'm kind of sounding stupid, like I don't know what I'm talking about here, but this is because I'm not used to talking to a camera, so you guys have to bear with me. Sorry, it'll get better as we go. Maybe not this video, but long term. Multiple videos later, you'll notice a difference, I swear. That is a basic breakdown of Reta, though. It's super easy. If you have any more questions, DM me. I'll answer any questions that you guys have. Put them in the comments. I'll get to them. However I can respond, I will. I'm also going to do a breakdown on TikTok where I'm actually going to have like a script, a written out like script, so that I can give you guys a proper, this is what you want to do, this is what you want to avoid, this is how much to take, how much not to take, how often you should take it, everything, without repeating myself 20 times like I just did throughout this video. And I know we're already 10.5 minutes in. I'm sure most of you guys are like, damn, I'm clicking off, I'm gone. Most of you probably already did. But this is for the people who really want to learn. And you're kind of learning with me. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything now. But I'm getting there. I'm learning. I've had experience with Reta for like 3-4 months. That's why I'm comfortable telling you about it, talking to you, and showing you my progress. Which I will put progress pictures up as well. That is something that's important. I think everybody should take progress pictures. You don't have to take them daily. Take them at least once every 2-3 days, you know? Every time you hit arms, take a progress picture of your arms. Every time you hit legs, take a progress picture of your legs. And just scale. Notice those small differences. A month ago, I couldn't see the veins in my arms, like in my biceps. Like, I always had this shoulder vein here, but I could never see the veins in my biceps. Now, they're super prominent. When I lift, you can see it shoot the whole way up my arm, from here all the way up, which was never like that ever before in my life. But I took that progress, I watched myself grow, it motivated me to do better. I started hitting it harder and harder and harder every time to be like, damn, like, I want to see more of this, I want to keep going. And that's how I got here. And I'm gonna continue to do that. So, yes, basic breakdown of Reta, basic breakdown of just like, hey, keep going, you know, take the progress, do it. Now, GHK, that is gonna be the second most common peptide that I know of, at least. I feel like there might be some that are competing, like melanotan, MT2, trizepatide, that's a GLP-1, so it's like Reta, but it's GLP-1 instead of 3. It doesn't take as much. Well, it takes more to get what you want, but it does different things, you know? Same thing, just on a smaller scale. I don't fucking know, okay? Bear with me, y'all. Again, I'm learning, and it's not even just that I don't know, like, what I'm talking about, because I do, but I'm really bad at wording things. I have ADHD, I'm scatterbrained all the time. That's why I'm off topic again. So, back to what I was saying. GHK, second most common that you're gonna see. GHK is usually gonna be blue. It's always going to be blue. GHK is always going to be blue. Any Reta, BPC, TB, fucking NAD, anything that you get is usually clear. GHK is blue. Now, the reason GHK is blue is because there is, copper? No, not copper. Copper's not blue. What the fuck am I talking about? There's something in it, like a metal type fucking thing. I don't know. I'm fucking up here. Let me look it up so I'm making sure I'm giving you the right information. But, and I'm leaving this in so that you guys can see I don't always know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I need to be corrected sometimes. So if you can correct me in the comments and you know that you're right, do it, please. I will not hesitate to take your advice and learn. It starts with an M. Oh no, it is copper. Copper ions are bound to the tripeptide. That's what they call it, a tripeptide. So GHK is blue because of the copper in it. Now, a lot of people say you have to take other stuff to like stay consistent and not have the copper fuck with you. I personally don't have any issues. Everything's going to affect everyone differently though. So my experience with Reta or GHK or melanotan or BPC-TB or whatever the fuck I'm taking is going to be different from yours. As of right now, I'm only on Reta and GHK. I'm about to start melanotan, but that's 3 peptides out of the 40, 50 that there are, probably more. So I don't have the most extensive knowledge with all of these peptides. We're just gonna start off today, I think, with just those 3. The 3 that I know because I've had to research them for myself. And that's a big thing. Research everything before you start. You wanna know what you're taking, you wanna know what it does to you. You don't want to just go in blind. That's horrible. That is never the way to go. I have a doctor who I talk to about this. He does not give me like actual doctor advice. He's not my personal doctor, but he's a friend of mine who is a doctor. And he doesn't give me like, oh, you should do this, you shouldn't. But he tells me this is the effect of these things. This is how it's going to possibly affect you. this is the dosing, stuff like that, to make sure that I'm going about it a healthy way. And I feel like all of you should do the same. Find somebody who knows what they're talking about, whether that's me, which again, I barely do, like I do, but not the most extensive knowledge. But find somebody who knows what they're talking about, get advice, see what they think about certain things, see what they think about dosing, all of that, because it's always going to be different for everyone. The dosing patients for Reta are like, they start off at like 2 to 4 milligrams, I think. 2, 4, 8, and 12 are like the doses I think that they do for like patients that they're testing it on. I wouldn't even do anything higher than 4. I wouldn't personally, but I was also small. So me being 160 pounds, taking 2 milligrams a week is going to do a lot. Now, if you're 300 pounds, you're going to need more because you're going to have more of an appetite. You're going to need that extra metabolism kick. Now, GHK, again, copper ions, make it blue. With that, GHK makes your hair, skin, and nails better. I know I'm one to talk with my hair looking like this, but it makes it grow out faster. It gives it a healthier, more full, like, volume, and it makes your skin tighter, clearer. It's great for, like, if you have, say you have acne really bad, GHK is a good way to get rid of that acne. I don't recommend that anybody starts GHK, Reta, any of these things until they're at least like 21. Give your body time to develop. Obviously, your brain's not fully developed until you're 25. Your body doesn't develop until you're like 18 to 21 for men. For women, it's a little bit different. Science is all over the place. Everybody in their own right is different anyways. No two people are going to be one and the same. Nobody is identical. Even identical twins have that small change, that something that makes them different. So, yes. But yeah, GHK, hair, skin, nails, it's great. Dosing, me personally, I do 1 milligram a day, 1 unit a day. Well, 10 units a day, but you get where I'm going with this. That is usually going to come in a 50 or 100 milligram vial. Yeah, all right. That is much cheaper than Reta. Reta, on average, costs like $100 to $140, depending on where you're getting it from. GHK is going to cost anywhere on average from like 15 to 40, again, depending on where you're getting it from. There is so many different places to get peptides, and that's another thing I gotta make sure I stress. Make sure you're getting it from a trusted source, okay? Don't go get some bullshit peptides that were half-ass manufactured. Somebody didn't know what they were doing whenever they like fucking mixed it. And like, usually I say dose everything yourself, mix it all yourself so you know the dosing. Get comfortable knowing that dosing. You do not want, and I cannot stress this enough, you don't want somebody else to be dosing your stuff for you and then you don't know how much you're taking, because then what if that person can't get to you? Like, yeah, they might tell you, oh hey, I made this vial for you, I concentrated it with the backwater, now I'm gonna go put fucking take 10 units a day of this, and then you're like, all right, but how many milligrams am I taking? Like, and then you say you're in a different state and you need to get fucking GHK, or you're at a friend's house and you haven't pinned today, and you're like, damn, let me pin, bro. I see you got some extra. Fucking, you want to know how much milligrams you're taking, because not everybody is going to concentrate at the same. Me personally, I like everything to be 1-to-1. So everything is going to be 10 units is 1 milligram 90% of the time. Unless I'm saying, like, Reta, for a point there, whenever I was taking 2 milligrams, I did half. So like every 1 milligram would be 2, or every 10 units would be 2 milligrams. Holy fuck, y'all, my ADHD is hitting. But because of that, again, that's why you need to know how much you're dosing, and not just the unit like number that you should be pulling to. You got to know your milligrams. Big thing people always forget. I'm sorry, I went on a whole like little side thing, completely stopped talking about what I was talking about. GHK is very simple though, that's it. Hair, skin, nails, makes you look better, makes you feel better in some ways, mostly just about your looks. There's no like actual health benefits wise, like you're not gonna feel any different taking GHK, but you notice the differences. Now, Melanotan 2 specifically. There's Melanotan 1 and Melanotan 2. They usually go by MT1, MT2. MT1 is the first trial version of it. Melanotan 2 is the second trial version of it. Now, none of these are federally regulated products, okay? None of these are approved by the FDA, so you take these at your own risks. This goes to the Reta and the GHK as well. I gotta make sure I put that out there. I'll put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. But with the MT1, it was originally, to my knowledge, again, I could be wrong. Fact check me in the comments if I am. Originally, it was made as a male enhancement. So, say you were struggling in the bed, they were like, here, take this. Now, it doesn't actually do anything for your lower regions. There's nothing, like, if you have issues down there, you're not going to be able to make that change anything, right? MT1, it basically just told the receptors in your brain, hey, you're horny. You're going to need some. All right, so big side effect of this, a lot of people get raging boners. I don't know how else to put that nicely. Melanotan will make you horny. You're gonna wake up in the middle of the night with a throbbing fucking boner sometimes. I personally have never experienced this. I haven't done MT like 1 or 2 yet. I'm gonna hop on MT2 whenever my shipment gets here in 2 days. But I have some friends who've told me their personal experiences with it. So, fair warning, if you wanna hop on Melanotan, know that there are side effects. There are side effects of everything you take. Side effects may vary from person to person. Now, because of that, it was not originally made for its now intended purpose. You have to know that there are other things it's going to do to your body. That is just a big thing I wanted to get out of the way so everybody knew. But with that, the Melanotan basically makes your skin more tan. It puts pigment into your skin, or at least makes your pigment receptors more receptive. So whenever you get sun, it'll be like, all right, hey, damn, darken up. Let's tan. There's some pigment here. I don't really know how else to explain it. Like that's the simplistic version that everybody's gonna understand. There's more scientific like terms and more scientific based knowledge that goes behind how it does what it does and what it does. I will research into that and I'll get to y'all. But today we're just doing something simple. All right. So that is basically what Melanotan is going to do for you. It is going to make you more tan. It's going to make your body more receptive to sunlight. Again, side effect, possibly getting horny. Is that really a bad thing though? I don't think so. So fuck it. But basically, those are like the 3 main, peptides everybody is going to see, everybody uses, not everybody, but like majority of people, if you ask them what peptides they're on, they're going to say Reta, GHK, or Melanotan at least. That's real. At least in my area, I live in Fort Lauderdale, so there's a lot of people who are on shit here. There's some people who are on testosterone, way harder shit, like SARMs, fucking HGH, Tren, who fucking, whatever. They could be on whatever. You don't know out here. But those are the things that most people are going to tell you. These are what I'm on. And not lie about it, at least. Because they're not bad for you. They have no actual bad side effects long term that we know of, at least. I'm not going to sit here and say it's like, this is a guaranteed, you'll never have any side effects of it. No, but this is a guaranteed. There isn't any proven side effects that have long-term health risks. There might be, some changes in that scientific knowledge. They might find some shit where it's like, hey, you shouldn't be taking this. But Reta's actually very good for your liver. It's good to prevent fatty liver disease. It's good to prevent people from getting diabetes long-term because they're eating healthier and they're not going to pig out on a whole bunch of sugar every day. They're not going to be eating like fucking goy slop, genuinely. GHK, that is just more of a personal thing. You want to look like you're glowing. You want to look like your skin has that little bit of shine to it, and clear skin, and fucking good, fast-growing hair, and great, fast-growing nails. That's where you want to be. Melanotan, you want to get darker, especially in a place where there's not as much sunlight. Here, I'm very blessed. It's dark right now, but that's because it's like 7 p.m. If every single, person, I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. Back to what I was saying. Basically, where I'm going with that is, out here, I'm very fortunate to have sunlight every day. I can wake up every day at 8 in the morning, the sun is going to be shining. There might be some rain. It might get a little darker from the rain or like the clouds, but the sun is always going to be here. The sun is always going to be beaming on me hot. It could be 60 and the sun's still going to be out and it's still going to feel good, That's not like that for everybody. Some people live in states where you don't get a whole bunch of sunlight. Some people live in states where you get some sunlight, but it's not enough. to where it's like, oh, this is actually going to make me tan, or this is going to have any beneficial like fucking factors for my dark tan, you know. Don't fucking go in it. I'm strongly against tanning beds. I'm strongly against spray tans. I'm strongly against fucking massage and tans. No, none of that shit is good. I'm not saying it's bad for you, but it's also just not nice. Like, you know, it sucks. It usually looks, it comes out botched. If it doesn't come out botched, fucking it just, I don't know. I'm personally just against all that stuff. So maybe I'm a hypocrite here, because Melanotan does the same thing, but that gives you it naturally to an extent, at least more naturally, to the point where your body is going to produce that melanin itself and is not going to be taking in some random oil that you're putting on your skin, or fucking fake UV rays that are going to end up giving you skin cancer long term. So yes, now that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the big three right there. It's the big three of peptides. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of other ones. There's Trizepatide, like I said earlier, GLP-1, basically Reta, but a little bit, you know, lessened. It's not as strong. You're Ozempic, pretty much. It's pretty much Ozempic. I think Trizepatide is Ozempic, actually. So I don't know. I'm going to have to research that. Again, fact check me in the fucking comments. I don't know, all right? I'm not perfect, y'all. I'm a kid with ADHD who's learning. Now, also, on the other hand, there is stuff like TB, BPC. Those are going to help with recovery. They're going to make you sleep a little better. DSIP helps with good REM sleep. There is fucking so many others out there. NAD helps you with your natural energy. NAD will make you just feel more energetic and like you can do more stuff throughout the day. That, it's a little up in there. I don't know how I feel about NAD yet. It's not bad, but it stings a lot to pin. GHK, some people say it stings. I personally don't get that, so I don't know. If you do, I'm very sorry. Dilute it with more backwater. But NAD, I've heard that shit stings, and it does. The one time I ever pinned it, my body, I started to, and like as I was, you know, pinning it in, it felt like fucking shards of glass were entering my skin. So I just naturally like popped the needle back out without even thinking about it, because I was just like, ah. And then I was like, I looked at it and I was like, damn, I still have almost a full fucking vial. Not vial, but almost a full syringe for this. You know, I gotta fucking pop it back in and go. So I did. Don't recommend doing that. Make sure you're sterilizing everything. Don't reuse needles. Don't do shit like that. That's not safe, okay? Go about this in a safe, healthy way. I will do a better breakdown, I promise. I'm just kind of moving like fast here. So that is my basic breakdown of your main three, and a couple others that, you know, I gave a quick run over of. These are things I'm going to talk about more in depth whenever I research them a little more, whenever I have more information to give you guys on it. We're running up to 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie, I should edit this so I can cut it down and cut out all the parts where I'm looking stupid and saying dumb stuff and repeating myself, but there's no point. This first video I'm putting out simply to be like, hey, I hope you guys want to learn from me. You can skip past parts you don't want to listen to. And if you don't want to learn from me, just don't watch the video. And if you don't think that I'm a good teacher and I'm speaking way too much and I'm spazzing and I'm being stupid, hop off. I don't know. But this is for the people who genuinely just like my high energy, my personality, my dumb self, and want to learn with me. Again, I'm not here to just blatantly teach you guys all of my knowledge. I don't have all of the knowledge in the world. I'm here to learn with you. This is a growth journey that we are going to take together. Okay, I've been in Florida since December. I didn't start Peptides until like February, March, and I'm exploring my life and exploring this beautiful world that we live in, and I want you guys to do the same with me. So, if you're willing to and you want to, fucking let's do it. Let's do it. By the way, I am not sponsored. I guess I'm partnered with a peptide brand. Their link is in my bio. I'm literally going to cut this video, upload it directly to YouTube, and that's it. No editing, no nothing. Their link is in my bio. Go check it out. Pacific Edge Labs, they have great stuff. They will give you great deals. They're not going to be super cheap. You're not going to find like inexpensive stuff, like super crazy. Like you're going to be paying for what you're getting. You're paying for a good quality product, so you're paying a good quality price. Reta there is $140 a vial. You're going to be like, damn, that's a lot. I know some people who are paying $30 a vial. Okay, but their shit probably sucks, and it's probably not tested properly. All of our stuff is not our stuff, because I'm not with the brand. I'm not the face of the brand. I'm not a face of the brand. I am just somebody who happens to have a discount code that I can throw you guys, ANT20, ANT20, ANT20. But yes, so make sure you go check them out. They have all of their like test results posted on the website, so you can look at everything, be like, okay, this is what is in here, this is the tests that they've ran on it, and you're gonna get to see all of the stuff that I've been going through with their product. I personally have lost a lot of weight. I haven't been on them since I started, but that's because I didn't know about them when I first started. But yeah, I lost a good bit of weight. I went from like 160 to like 140. It's 20 pounds. 20 pounds for somebody of my stature, of 5'10", is a lot. Especially starting at 160, that's a lot. Now with that, I did still gain mass. You know, I gained like muscle. You can't fucking see too much because the onyx is kind of cutting it off. Like, yeah, you know, it's dark. It's dark. But guys, I don't know. I'm here to just show you my journey. Fuck it. Y'all who like will like. Y'all who don't.